Well, welcome, Crystal. I'm glad you made it. Recording has started. Okay. This is the June 20th meeting, 2 days after I turned 50. Feeling the effects of it. Needing a week recovery from turning 50 from multiple reasons. But tonight, we are going to start Module 3. And Module 3 is defining your who. But first, we've got a couple things I want to go through with you. I've got the agenda right here. We are going to keep this to 60 minutes as usual. We've got the elements of greatness that I want to talk about first. It's a video that I showed my team, and I want to show it to you all because it might be helpful for you in one of your team meetings. We're going to review last meeting, and then I'm going to give you a vision board update. Something happened today that I want to share with you, that an update to the vision board, a new area that we came up with that I think you guys are going to want to add to your vision board. I think it's going to be really powerful to add this section to your vision board so that you can focus on this, because whatever we put our focus to is what we get. And so as a team, we came up with a new area that we want to add, and I'm going to share that with you. Then we're going to start into Module 3, which is defining your who. Now, Module 3 is up on the portal. So if you go check now, you'll see that all the videos are up there, all the downloads are up there. So it is ready for you, for all of you that are ready. So hopefully that's everybody. Let me see what we got. Okay. Good. We got everybody joining. Perfect. I was going to wait another minute or two. So if you have any questions, go over to the chat area. There's a section for questions. You all can be chatting with each other as long as you keep it clean, So go ahead and head over to that area. You can be talking while I'm going through this. But first thing I want to do, I want to start with this video. It's a really powerful video. It's called Elements of Greatness. We used it this morning, or I used it this morning. When we have our team meetings, the first thing we do is have a philosophy section. And one of us is in charge of bringing philosophy for that day. And so I used this video, and I'm going to play this for you all and get your opinion on it, because I think it'll set the tone for what we're going to be doing as we're moving forward. So I am going to disappear for a minute and bring this up. What'd you guys think of that? I think that just sums it up for me. We have a great practice already. Most all of us do. Most all of us have something pretty darn good. But it's not enough to be the best. I mean, we can do something great here, and that's what we talked about with my team this morning. And that video can apply to so many things in your life, not just your dental practice, but the way you live it, with your relationships, with other businesses that you have. We had a really good discussion about that this morning. Normally our philosophy section is 5 minutes, but it was about 25 minutes after we talked about this. Because as much as we talk about vision, and as much as we have our vision board and we focus on this, it can still get fuzzy. I mean, we have the vision board, we have the vision cards, we do it every single day, but it can still get fuzzy. You can get so busy doing the things that you lose track of the vision. And so I wanted to share this with you because you all, as the leaders of your business, need to not only talk about strategies and processes, but you need to talk about the vision over and over, and your why, and why you exist, and why you do what you do, and what makes you special. And you need to continually talk about that at every chance you can. That's one of your jobs, if you will, as the leader, is to keep that alive, to keep the philosophy alive, to keep the why alive. And sometimes we lose track of that, and I can lose track of that too. And I talk this all day, every day, so I can imagine when you're going through the processes like you are in implementing all these different things, that you can get lost. And so that video is a great way to open up a discussion with your team, which it did for us this morning, and it led to something really good that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes. It really made a difference. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can, if you want to find that, just go to Elements of Greatness on YouTube, and you'll find this video. Really was good. So that was our philosophy section for today. It took us about 10 minutes. So let's move on. I'm gonna quickly review last meeting. And last meeting was a catch-up meeting, but I got a lot of positive feedback on summing it all up. And for some of you that weren't there, I'm going to go through that again a little bit more rapidly. But I want to keep refreshing this so that it all makes sense to you and the sequencing makes sense to you. And you can see that it's really the application of the information in the right sequence that's going to get us the results that we need. And it'll lead to the progression of Module 3. So the last meeting, we watched part of Simon Sinek's TED Talk, so that we learned about, more about the golden circle concept, starting with why you do what you do and what you believe, and then how you want to express your why. And if what you do is in line with why you do what you do and how you want to express it, that you'll have passion for what you do. And you saw in that video, they talked about passion, and I was watching another video last night. It was a interview with Steve Jobs, and they asked him what the most important thing was in creating success for his company, for Apple. And he said it's passion. He said, if you don't have passion, when times get tough, you're going to quit. He says 98% of people quit because they didn't actually have the passion in the first place. Their common sense told them, I'm not really into this. And so they quit. But if you have that passion, you'll have the perseverance to do the homework like you're doing, to do this work, to be involved in study clubs, to be able to create what it is you want to create. And so when what you do is in line with why you do what you do and how you want to express it, like we talked about, you'll have that passion. And that's why we started with that. And so I'm talking about the neocortex. neocortex is responsible for rational and analytical thought and language. It doesn't leave the area, and the how, it's responsible for all our feelings like trust. It's responsible for all human behavior, all decision making, and has no capacity for language. So when you're able to start with why, that's when you get behavior change. That's when you can people move forward. Simon talked about people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so the goal is not to do business with those people that need what you have. The goal is to do business with those people that believe what you believe. And this is what we've been talking about over and over and over again, starting with why, talking about why you do, right? And so, I don't know. So how do we use this golden circle to market our practices? And that's what this whole study club is about. Somehow we're having a computer issue. We expanded on what Simon started. And we took the golden circle and we expanded it out so that you can actually use it to market your business. So we created this why marketing bullseye. And we expanded out from the why, how, and what to envision, the who, and the want. So once you know what it is you want to do, that's in line with your why and how you want to express it, you have passion for it, you need to create the vision, because passion is meaningless without vision. You got to have a crystal clear picture for where it is you want to go, right? Once you know where you want to go, what your vision is, then you'll know who it is you need to attract to be able to create that vision. And once you know who it is you need to attract, then you need to figure out what it is they want. And that is Module 3. So we expanded that out to go from the limbic brain to the neocortex to the reticular activating system. So the limbic brain is responsible for feeling and decision making, where the neocortex is responsible for rational thinking. But when you need to be able to attract people, it's the reticular activating system that's responsible for identifying information we tell it is important. And that's what attracts people. The who and the want is where you start getting into attracting your ideal clients. And I'll continue to go through that in today's meeting. So Module 1 was why and how. Module 2 was what and vision. Module 3 today starts who and want. Anybody have any questions on any of this? Everybody hearing me okay? People having audio problems? Okay, I don't see any questions. Sherry, okay? Okay, good. Maybe I should talk slower. Okay. We know what we want to do, so our questions. Who do we have and who takes? Okay. So if you have questions, go ahead and click over to the question area, and it'll pop up on my screen as a little number, so I'll see it. Okay, everybody's hearing me better? I'm hoping that my camera is a little bit fuzzy, because when you reach 50, you want fuzzier cameras on you, because you'll look a lot better with fuzzy cameras. You can't see all these wrinkles and everything else. So hopefully I'm a little fuzzy to you all. I do that on purpose. There's like a piece of tape over my camera right here. Can you address staff changes? We are in the middle of this. How do you work all this in with new staff? Doug, do you have a camera? Yes, there you are. Hey, Doug, was that your question?
That was mine.
So tell me a little bit more about what you're talking about.
Well, we're
You,
adding a new staff person, and we're switching some job responsibilities around. Well, we'll be adding two new people actually, and so they're coming in the middle of this. So I'm talking to them about why, and they're working on that, and I'm meeting with them. And so I'm just trying to bring them on in the process. And we had that vision meeting coming up in a few days. We've got the board up, got the index cards ready, but I want them to catch actually the video you showed will help a great deal in kind of giving them some idea. But I
yeah,
just,
and then you can also take them to the website, to the Study Club website, and they can watch all the videos there. They can go through the process themselves.
that's a good
Uh,
idea.
yeah, have them watch that and see the material that you've already created from those videos.
All right.
And we've done that ourselves. In that the old course, the old course that I had was me actually writing all of the stuff from our practice, so they would be able to see what I did, but for our practice. But for you, they can watch the video and then see what you guys created, because you should have all the forms there, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, that should help. Is it good that you're adding two new team members?
Oh yeah, it's good.
Good. Did you lose a couple or just are adding?
I'm adding and rearranging some job responsibilities, shifting things
Good.
around.
Well, I mean, they're going to learn so much from you, and you'll get them on board real quick doing that. So good
Okay.
luck with it.
Thank you.
Okay, so is there any other questions? Let's see. No. So this slide here kind of sums it all up. Your why and how, which are the limbic brain. Your why is why you do, what you believe, right? Your how is the way you express your why. What makes you special, what makes you unique. Your what is what you do. That's it, the neocortex. It's a manifestation of your why. You're a dentist, you're a father, you're a mother, you're a coach, whatever the different things are that are your whats, that are a manifestation of your why. For this course, the what we're using is the what of you as the dentist. So you have a vision for that what. Your vision is how your what makes the world a better place. And then once you know what your vision is, you will know who you need to attract to create your vision, which is your reticular activating system. And then once you know who it is you need to attract, you'll want to find out what it is they want, what they are looking for. Make sense to everybody? There's a question there? Crystal has a question in chat. Let's see. Crystal, who takes responsibility to take our visions into action? Do we have each department take care of each vision, or do we handle it as a group? Do you have a camera vision, Crystal? Let's see. No, you don't. But I can talk to you, and you can write in the chat if yeah, it's definitely a group effort. So who takes responsibility to take our vision into action? Our vision into action. So when you have your vision board up, then you write down a list of everything that's on the vision board. And then you take a list of each of those things and you put them in the most important to the least important. And then you can assign people if you need to. I mean, obviously some people are going to, if it's buying new business cards, it's not going to be the dental assistant that's going to be doing that. Whatever those things are, it should be fairly obvious to you who needs to do that. So it says, okay, we have pictures on the board in that order. We have pictures on the board in that order. And so are you assigning people those tasks? Some of them are going to be tasks. So you are doing that. And so then what would be tell me more about your question. Because once vision is up, I mean, it's going to be in everybody's reticular activating system, and things start happening by themselves. Actually, we just want to make sure that was the correct way to assign them. Yes, that is. It is. Just put them in the order of what you want to, what is most important to least important, and they'll start happening. And then you take them and put them on your success area as they manifest. And that's why you need a vision, is because when you have a vision, you're training your reticular activating system on what it is you really want. And so that's why you've got to do it as a group. So the whole team is aware of where it is you're going. And that's what the vision trains the reticular activating system. Because the reticular activating system is the part of your brain that filters all the incoming information. Right? It's responsible for identifying information we tell it as important. Like we talked about with the parking space, or when you buy a new car, you start to see that everywhere. Because your reticular activating system is programmed to what you tell it is important. So what you need to do is create a very specific picture of our vision in our conscious mind. And then the reticular activating system will pass this on to our subconscious, which will then help us achieve the goal. It does this by bringing to our attention all the relevant information which otherwise might have remained background noise. So it brings to the forefront everything you're looking for. So you got to do it as a group. All of this has to be done as a group. But that's a good question, Crystal. And that's where your vision comes in. So with your vision, you're going to create your vision headline and your vision detail. The vision headline is how your what makes the world a better place, and your vision detail is the detail of it all. And here's an example of a vision headline. You know, we picture a world where healthy people have great teeth and a better life. Or we picture a world where happy people have straight teeth and a better life. We picture a world where everyday people chew comfortably with all their teeth. Or we picture a world where having a beautiful smile, comfortable bite, and great oral health is simple. So those are the examples of a vision headline. The vision detail is just where you break down all the areas of your practice, like you all have done. You know, the business, the marketing, the physical plant, hygiene, doctor and assistant, technology, front office. You break them down into the detail of exactly what it is you want in each of those areas, and you put them up on your vision board like you all have done. Because the vision board is just a visual representation of what we want, where we want to go. We use our vision board to program the reticular activating system on the things that we want. So that's what it's all about. This was the example that we gave, that I showed you of how to set up your vision board. Here is our vision board in various stages of new things and successes and pictures and stuff that still needs to be completed. And then you all sent me pictures of your vision boards. So I would love to have updated pictures of all of your vision boards so that I can post them here. Because you've got some really, just like mine, a lot of you are at various stages of creating a board. And I want to see the ones that when they're completed. We'll post them up here, and then we can even talk about the different areas. You took your vision board and you made vision cards to correspond with that vision board, so that every morning you read with your team the vision cards that are in the order of what you want to accomplish. And you can do them just as cards, or you can do them as cards with pictures. Our original ones were on cards. Next, cards only. Next Wednesday, we are switching them over to cards and pictures, because I just think that'll work better. It will better train the reticular activating system. It'll be a picture is just better than words alone. So we're going to switch to cards with pictures, the writing and the picture. So module 1, why and how. Module 2, what vision. Module 3, who and what. Any questions on any of this? I know it's review. Anybody have questions? Good point, Sherry. Sherry Kay says, it's also super important to provide positive feedback along the way as you experience success. The brain will literally develop new neural paths to reinforce more of the same behavior. Couldn't have said it better. Perfect. So, vision board update. As we were talking this morning, as we watched that video, as we've been thinking about this, we realized that what we put our focus to, what we put our energy to, is what happens. And so one of the areas that we hadn't really focused on, we just kind of expected it to be a byproduct, was productivity and efficiency and effectiveness. How can we be more productive? How can we be more efficient? How can we be more effective? How can we do better? How can we be great? And so we realized that that isn't an area that we spend enough time focusing on. We have been caught up in a lot of the stuff we have to get done and not as focused on those three areas. So we switched our vision board from this format to this format. And we added productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness as an area on our board as a vision detail section. And then today, in our meeting, we talked about this, and we said, we all came up with ideas. So last night, the team's homework was to come to the meeting today with the definitions of productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness, as well as one way that they feel they personally could be more productive, efficient, and effective, and one way the office could be more productive, efficient, and effective. And so it led to some great discussions because we hadn't talked about that. You know, we put up on the board, these are our numbers. These are all of our overhead numbers. This is where we are now. This is what our goal is. How do we make this all work? And we shared all that with the team, which we normally do anyways. But we came up with ways that we can affect the bottom line. Obviously, one of them is increasing production. A second way is decreasing our adjustments. We literally give away $150,000 a year of dentistry, and we don't even notice it. We don't even feel it. So decreasing the amount of dentistry that we just give away is one. Number three, changing our insurance mindset. We file insurance for people. We don't accept it as payment, but people are always have been asking for predeterminations. Well, we're going to change that from predeterminations to pre-denials, because if you start using the word pre-denial instead of predetermination, it just sets the tone a little bit better for understanding you either need this done or you don't need it done. Whether the insurance pays for it or not, you're going to do it. So we're changing our mindset on these pre-denials. Number four, we came up with charge for what we do. We do so many things, lots of freebies. I don't know why we get into that mindset of doing stuff for free, where somebody comes in for the toothache and we don't charge them for an exam. And there's a lot of things that we do that can build some goodwill, but we don't have to do as much as we've been doing. I guess let me put it that way. Number five, less watches. We watch a lot of things. I don't know why we watch them get worse, but we do. Number six, use the camera on every patient. I heard a good tip this weekend that some of you might like. If you have an intraoral camera and it doesn't get used as much as you would like, one of the ways you can make it so that you have pictures on every patient is when your hygienist comes to get you for the exam, tell her or him that you will come to do the exam as soon as there's a picture up on the screen. I like that. If there's no picture up on the screen, I'm not coming in. So you guess what you're going to get? Pictures up on the screen. Pictures speak 1,000 words. So that is a great way to do it. And the last thing was change radio station to a broader station than what we've been doing. So So then what we did, and what I recommend that you might do as well, is we assigned one of those items to each team member to come to our next meeting on Wednesday with a picture for that item, a picture to represent increased production, a picture to represent decreased adjustments, so that we can just take it straight up, put it onto the board with our pictures, add it into our list, add it to our cards, because we're redoing all of our cards next week. So that was really, really powerful for us. It's something we haven't been focusing on. We've just assumed that it's going to happen as everything else gets in place, but that's something I really want to focus on. Anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts about that? Do you see that working for you? Well, let's try it. I'm going to be doing it so I can give you some feedback on it. But being able to focus on that will make those things happen. How do we create a more productive office? How do we become more efficient? How do we become more effective? Because that's really going to affect your bottom line quite a bit. And if your whole team is on board, if your whole team knows what the game is, if they know what your numbers are, it really becomes important. Yeah, has staff get involved and step up? Yeah. It can't be just the doctor knowing this information. It can't be just the doctor in the background saying, oh, looking at all the numbers and trying to strategize on what to do. It's got to be a team effort. And it wasn't out in the open for us to talk about, because sometimes we think talking about money is a negative thing. And it's just not negative. It's just reality. And when you just put it out there as the way it is, your team will understand it. Carla's on the chat line. You can ask her about it, how it went over, because it's just the way it is. We got to talk about this stuff. So, anyways, that was my update for the vision board, and I hope that was helpful. I'd love to see you all try it. I'd love to hear some feedback on what your team thought. Show them that video and have that discussion. Doug, you're just about to do it, so it's perfect. Perfect. All right, Module 3. We finally get to Module 3. Module 3 is defining your who. Module 2 is defining your what. Module 3, defining who you need to attract to create your vision, to have your vision. So, do you know who your ideal client is? Do you know what demographics are? Do you know what psychographics are? Do you understand your ideal client's specific wants and needs? Because if you can't answer yes to each of these questions, then you're leaving a lot of money out on the table. You're not attracting the right people. You're spending a lot of time with the wrong people. Identifying your client, your ideal client, is the basic foundation upon which every successful business is built. You got to make sure you're attracting the right customers in the first place. It is too costly for us to have the wrong patient come in the door. I know we've all experienced it, and we still experience it. I mean, the patient will come in, we go through the preclinical, we go through the new patient exam, and they were the wrong one. So we need to, your preferred avatar, Doug, is the wrong patient. But we do that, and it's just too costly. You figure whatever your overhead is, and you've already spent 2 hours with this person, so maybe it's $400 an hour, and now you're 2 hours into it with this person, you're at $800, and they're not even going to move forward with treatment. They're not even in the right place. So we cannot afford to have the wrong client. Your ideal client is the one who not only buys your product or service, but who buys it and uses it with passion. Your ideal customer is the one who really wants what you have to offer. The ideal customer doesn't just use your product, she feels that she couldn't live without it. And I know you have those clients, and I'm sure you can picture one right now, how much more fun it is to be with that ideal client or customer as opposed to the ones that don't appreciate what you do. So your ideal customer profile is vital to every facet of your business. It has an impact on product development. You want to develop product features that your ideal customers value. It has an impact on customer service, on marketing, and sales. So your ideal customer profile is so central to your business that every employee in your business should be thoroughly familiar with it, and they will be. Once you go through this process with them, they will be so clear on who it is you're looking for so that it fits your vision, so that it fits your what and your how, and starting with your why. It all goes in line. But it's got to be in the reticular activating system of every single one of your employees. They should be able to know it like that. Very, very important. So how do we do it? Module 3, your first video is going to be on creating your avatar. An avatar is a digital representation of your ideal client. It's creating that actual person digitally so that you get to know them, so that you can sit down and talk with them, so you can have a conversation with them. So you might even give your avatar a name, Susie, or whoever, pick out an ideal patient that you like and maybe give them that name. But the first thing we're going to do is we'll be creating your avatar. The way we do that, the way you create your avatar is these next 3 steps. First thing you're going to do is start with demographics. Demographics are who they are. Demographics are their age, their sex, not if they have it or not, male or female, marital status, income, location. Basic demographics. Now, why do you need to know demographics? Why is it important to know those things? It's important to know those things because you're going to market totally differently to a 25-year-old single female than you would to a 55-year-old married man. So depending upon your demographics, you're going to look for them in different places, and you're going to talk to them totally differently. So you need to start with who they are. Basic things: age, sex, marital status, income, and location. Okay, that'll be real easy. So that's going to be your first assignment. Your second assignment, which will be to tell me what their story is. What's going on in their life right now? They may be getting divorced. They may be getting married. They may be are reaching that age where they just can't chew. There's lots of things. Maybe they're going out like Madonna on tour. You need to know exactly what's going on in your life right now. So for my practice, is everybody still here? Only reason I'm saying that is my power just went off, and I see my other computer is restarting. Everybody's here? Good. My laptop didn't because it's connected to the battery. Okay, good. In my practice, our ideal client is a 45-year-old plus female that is could be married, could be divorced. Income level with husband of 75,000 plus. Location in Albuquerque. That's her demographics. Her story. She has spent her life raising kids. She has focused on everybody else but herself. She's put everybody. It's not you, Tanya. She's put everybody first, and she has let herself go. And now her kids are grown. They're moving away, and now it's her turn. She may be, and she has a lot of dental needs, so she's really neglected herself. She looks in the mirror and doesn't like what she sees. She smiles and doesn't feel that her smile represents what she would like the world to see. She may now be going out and looking for work. She may be going out and looking for a new spouse. She wants to be more attractive. And her teeth are holding her back from being who she is meant to be. That's her story. And you can get even more detailed into it if you want. Ours is a little more detailed, but that's basically her story right now. So you're going to, in the handout or in the printout that comes with this video, you're going to have an area for demographics. You're going to have an area to really get deep into their story, so you know who this person is. You know what's going on in their life, and then you're going to go to their psychographics. All right, some of you have probably not heard of psychographics before, but psychographics are the reason why they want your product or service. What they're looking for, what they want. And those are called hot buttons. Hot buttons are what they want, right? They're I want statements. So you're going to have a sheet that looks, hot buttons. Hot buttons are the problems, frustrations, and concerns that matter most to people as they consider the possibility of doing business with you. Your customers' hot buttons are the most pressing reasons they have for becoming your customers. It's what they want, right? So you're going to have a form that looks a lot like, well, it didn't come out on there. Like that, but it has a list of numbers down the right side. So you're going to come up with your ideal client's hot buttons or psychographics, what they want. So for example, in my case, for my practice, I want to be able to smile and have somebody smile back at me. I want to have more confidence. I want to be more attractive to the opposite sex. I want my smile to represent, to look like I think it should. I want my smile to represent me better, or represent me like my mind does. I want to get my teeth fixed, but I'm scared. There's all these want statements that you and your team are going to come up with. And those are their hot buttons. So in the first video, you're going to do their demographics, their story, and their hot buttons, their wants. Now, we talk about things like needs and wants, right? And they sound similar, but they're totally, totally different. Wants are way more powerful than needs. You may need a flu shot, but who really wants to go get a flu shot? You may need one, but you don't want one, so you probably won't do it. People may need to go to the dentist, but they don't really want to go to the dentist, so they just don't go. But if you want something and you don't need it, you'll still do it. You may want a new car, but you don't need a new car because your old car is just fine. You're still going to go out and buy it because you want it. So wants are so much more powerful than needs. So we're going to base our marketing strategies on their wants, on their hot buttons, and not on their needs, what they need. So hopefully that's making sense. So you're going to create this list. It didn't show up here for some reason on this screen, on this slide, but you're going to create a list of all their hot buttons, and then at the end of your meeting, you're going to circle their top 3 hot buttons. What are the top 3 most pressing reasons your ideal client has for coming to see you? What do they really, really want? And then we're going to use that in the following video to innovate your business, to create some really cool stuff for your practice. But this is what you're going to do for step 1. This is really getting into some fun stuff. This is getting into how you talk to your ideal client, how you attract them, how you know what their reticular activating system is thinking. These hot buttons are what their reticular activating system is trained to look for. They're looking for those 3 things. That's what they want. Your reticular activating system is looking for what you want, what you tell it is important, and those wants are it. So that's why we create the avatar. You create the avatar so you can sit down, have a conversation with them, find out what their reticular activating system is looking for, find out what they want, and then we're going to create the marketing messages to attract those wants so they can't go anywhere else but to see you. I hope this is all starting to make sense for everybody. It's really just following the system. And once we get all this information, we're going to create some great marketing material, great websites, great radio spots if you want. Whatever kind of marketing you want to do, you'll have everything you need to be able to do that once we follow through this process. So you're just at the beginning of it. Create your avatar between now and the next meeting so that we can have some really good discussions about all this. Any questions? I'm seeing conversation. No questions. You guys must be experts at all this stuff. Let's see. Or if they have the potential to be your ideal client, I still find that many patients still have a developmental process, and the whole team is part of helping that patient move forward. You know, Sherry, I 100% agree with you. What I think you're saying is some patients need to be developed and grown along in your process, in your systems that you've created to bring them up to speed to knowing what it is they want and knowing what's available. And I agree with that. And I also want to add to that it is a lot more fun, a lot more profitable, a lot more enjoyable to have people walk in your door that are ready to go, that already get it, that have been to your website, get the process, understand what you're doing, and walk in ready to go. And we had this exact discussion this morning. It's funny that you brought that up, because our team had this same conversation this morning when we talked about what really separates the ones that are fun to be with, and it's the ones that are ready to go. I remember years back when we were only getting 4 to 6 new patients a month between my brother and I, and the pressure was on to move them forward with treatment. If you're only going to get 4 to 6 new patients, you got to get them to move forward. And when they didn't move forward with treatment, I took it as a personal attack almost. Like, I must not have done the exam right. I must not have done a good enough review of findings. I must not have done a good enough preclinical. I must not have done these things right. But that wasn't true. It wasn't true. We used to videotape them. We'd videotape our interview. We'd videotape our exam. We'd videotape everything to make sure we were doing the best job we could. And we could have spent hours and hours. We were already doing it better than 99.99% of anybody out there that I could imagine. So we could have been 0.01% better. Would that have made a difference? I don't know. But what I do know is when somebody walks in the door and they are ready to go, what a difference. They walk in, they get it. I know what I'm here for. I know what you guys are about. I've been to your site. I understand it. I like you. I know I'm in the right place. Let's go. Here's my money. I'm ready. That's a lot more fun for me. Yes, we can grow them through the process. It takes a lot more work, a lot more effort, a lot more time. If we can bypass that, I think you'll all have a lot more fun. And I know you can bypass it because we do all the time. I know you can do that if we get all the messaging right to where you attract the right ones in the first place. So I hear what you're saying, Sherry, and I agree. And I think there's also a better way. That happens to be my why. I think there's a better way to do it, which is attract the right ones in the first place. So any questions on this? This is what you're going to be doing in the next 2 weeks. I know, Doug, you're going to be getting your vision board up and your vision cards and all that, but then you're going to move right into this. Any questions from anybody? It's going to be a lot of fun for you. Creating your avatar just brings it all together. It just makes sense. Of course, this is who we're looking for. This is why we're looking for them, and this is what they're all about. This is who they are. This is what's going on for them. This is how we can help them. This is the part that really makes you feel good, because you know you're giving them what it is they want. Very, very fun stuff. Any questions? Do you have a visual for your avatar too? You can. You can. That's what that, there are places you can go and make them. Like you see right there. There are websites where you can actually go and create your avatar. You could also use a picture of your keep it clean, Paul. You could also go and take a picture of your ideal client, or maybe you already have a picture of somebody that is your ideal client, Mrs. Jones or whoever that is. You can use as your avatar maybe a before and an after of her, or just the before. But there are websites for creating that. I'm not sure which one that one was. But this is where it really gets to be fun. This is when your whole team starts chiming in and they start to really understand who you're looking for, which trains your and their reticular activating system on knowing exactly who that person is and how to speak to them, because you know what it is they want. Sherry, were people using you as their avatar? I've seen your smile. You got a killer smile. In fact, Tanya, we've got to talk. But no, it is not. Could be, could be. So, any questions for tonight? You're going to be starting Module 3. Like I said, it's all up. It's ready to go. All the printouts are there. Follow the sequence. Application of the information in the right sequence will lead to all the results. I've put everything in the right sequence for you. You just follow right along. And wherever you're at, just keep moving forward. Doug, you're finishing your vision board. Some of the rest of you are at different stages. Just keep on moving forward. You're going to get all this stuff. It's going to be so cool for you to just get this crystal clear picture of who you want. So all of your reticular activating systems are looking for that person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know how to talk to them. You know who they are. It's great stuff. Really is what's going to separate your marketing messaging from everyone else who talks about all the things they have. You're going to be talking about what your ideal client wants. So if you can picture that, you've got a website or a radio spot or whatever it would be that's talking about all the things they have, their crowns and bridges and beautiful office and team and all the stuff that everybody says. But you're going to be talking directly to the reticular activating system of that person who is looking for you. The background noise is going to fall away, and the message is going to come forward that they can't go anywhere else but to come to you, because you get them. You know what they're looking for. It's just going to jump right out to them. But you're going to create that here in the next couple of weeks. Yes, it will, Paul. It's going to be really good. Forms on the website will work really well. Perfect. We are at just about 60 minutes. I am here another couple minutes to answer any questions you all have. You got a lot of work coming up. It's going to be fun. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Sherry. I hope it all made sense. Doug, you're going to kill it this week. Anything else that didn't make sense? It's all on the videos. I walk you through the process. I talk to you through exactly what we did here. You've got all the stuff you need. Thanks for the happy birthdays. Still recovering. Eyes are red. Felt bad for my. I flew in at. I left Vegas at 7:45 a.m. Monday morning, and I had a patient that afternoon. Oh, next meeting, yes. Next meeting is Monday, July 9th, 8:30 p.m. Here's your homework. Add productivity, efficiency, effectiveness to your vision board with pictures. Finish Module 3 video, the video called Creating Your Avatar, and do those assignments. And I just pretty much went through that with you. So the first video in Module 3 is going to be the intro video. The second video is going to be Creating Your Avatar. And so I pretty much just went through that with you. So you'll have everything you need. All the forms are already there. You just print them out. Make sure you print them out before you do the video. You'll need the avatar demographics and the avatar psychographics forms. So print both of those up before you start watching the video, and you and your team are going to have a great time with that. So that 5-0 is an amazing part of your life. That's what I hear. You know what? I've been talking to some patients today that are in their 60s and 70s and even 80s, and one about to be in 90s. And my office team told them that I just turned 50. And all of them said the same thing. They said, you know what? My 50s were the most enjoyable time of my whole life. I don't know. No, I'm not so bad. It's not so bad after hearing that. So I don't think I have a choice. Thanks, Denny. Yeah, so, well, those of you that are not yet 50 have something to look forward to. Those of us that are 50 and more, we just make, I don't know if we make better decisions after, I don't know. There's got to be an advantage to being 50. Oh, he just had his 50th too, man. There's a lot of 50s around here. Well, hey, that's it for tonight's meeting. This will be recorded and it will be up this week. So those of you that weren't here, you'll get to see it, and the rest of you that were, this goes right along with the videos. This maybe even has some other things that we added that you might want to watch again. But enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on the 9th. I'll be in Pensacola, Florida, with the rest of my team members, with Ridgely at his house that you saw in the last meeting, with Mike Sparkman, with Hubert Lee, with Brandon, and you'll see, maybe we'll all be in the background. So we'll plan something fun. So have a good week. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks, everybody.